Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. So last week we have a special occasion in Atlanta, a Dhamma talk for the youth. I will summarize the last week topic, live happy lives. So there are a misunderstanding of the one who learned Buddhism from beginning, because we think that Buddha don't allow us to enjoy life and just talk about suffering only. But on the other hand, the Buddha show us there are four kinds of happiness can be earned by a person. That is the happiness of ownership, the happiness of using well, the happiness of deathlessness, and the happiness of blamelessness. So among the four kinds of happiness, the first three is not worth 116. The last happiness, the happiness of blamelessness. So the happiness of blamelessness is consists of blamelessness by way of body, by way of speech, and by way of mind. And in that lesson, we also learn the story of a young man, a young poor man, who has to earn 3 years for free for one free meal, and then he exchanged to that to offer to a Pachika Buddha, an independent Buddha, and then that he get a lot of merit, and he changed his life totally. And in the last life, last existence, he was born as a young novice, and he practiced with the help of the Buddha and the celestial Deva around, help him, and then he can attain the arahantship. So that is how they live the happy life, according to the teaching of the Buddha. So that is the previous lesson. So today's lesson is based on the true story as I witnessed myself, and there are somebody they don't know how to raise their value. They just because of greedy, they just take more and more, and they think that they become better, but it's not. And on the other hand, there's a way that the Buddha encouraged us to practice that encourage our raise our own value from inside, not from the outside. So today's topic is based on two discourse in the collection of number discourse we call Anguttara Nikaya. So in the discourse, the Buddha talked about two kinds of cloth. So the first one is the cloth made from bark canvas, like jute canvas. And this bark canvas is even is new, even is a used one, or used for a time, or is an old one. It ugly, and it when we touch it, it's not so unpleasant. It's so unpleasant to touch, and it's worth just a little value that the park canvas, whether it's a new one, a totally new one, is a used one, or is an old one. And when it become old and cannot use anymore, they use it to scrubbing the pot, or they will throw it into the rubbish heap. On the other hand, there are a cloth from Kasi. So cloth from Kasi is referred to a soft fabric. So they make it after they twist a thread with 3 types of cotton yarn, and this type of cloth appear in the kingdom of Kasi. That's why it have the name the cloth from Kasi in the Buddha time. So you can imagine, like, it's a very beautiful kind of cloth. And it is even is new or is a used one or is a really old one, but it's beautiful by itself. It's pleasant to touch and it's worth really big value. And after after it worn out, it really old, we don't used to wear it anymore, but you can use that cloth from kasi to wrapping the gem, or you can place it in a fragrant box. So that is the difference between two kind of cloth: the bark canvas or jute canvas, and the other one is the cloth from kasi. So it refers to two kind of person. uh, to kind of person. Even a monk, he just a junior monk who newly ordained, or he in a middle monk who ordained like 5 to 10 years, or he's a senior monk who ordained more than 10 years. So so new ordained, middle ordained 5 to 10, or ordained for a long time, like more than 10 years. But he's unethical. He's immoral. Don't have moral practice, and he have bad character. So he's ugly, like the back canvas. The ugly is referred to the characteristic, the quality. He don't have good quality, beautiful quality. That's why he called ugly. And he and if whoever associate with a company, attend to, or engage in him by following his example, they would not get good benefit. Because when you associate with him, you accompany with the bad person. You attend to the bad person. You follow their example. You practice like their practice. So, lasting harm and suffering will follow you. The harm and suffering for a long time will follow you, not the good one. So that's why we call him is unpleasant to touch. It's just like a bark canvas. And for those who offer him with robe, with alms food, with lodging, and with medicine, supply for the sick, uh, they would not get good fruit, not get great fruit. Fruit here refer to the result, the consequence of the karma. Not good, bad, not get good benefit, because the karma they don't yield good result, because that person is the immoral person. For sure, there will be the result, there will be the consequence, but not a great one, not a good one. So that's why we call him is have little value, just like the bark canvas. And on the other hand, the cloth from Kasi refers to the person, even he's a newly ordained bhikkhu, or he ordained for 5 to 10 years, like a middle bhikkhu, or he ordained long time after 10 years, more than 10 years. So even new ordained, middle ordained, or ordained for a long time, if he practice morality, if he's an ethical monk, and he have good character, good heart, so he's similar to the cloud from Kasi. His beauty, he's beautiful. The beauty is come from his quality, his practice. And the person who associate with him, or follow him, accompany him, and follow his example, follow his practice, so that person get good benefit and happiness for a long time, because you try to imitate, you try to follow somebody good practice, so you also become a good practitioner and you get good benefits. That's why we call pleasant to touch, similar to the cloth from Kasi. And he's a great value, because whoever offer him with robe, with the food, with the lodging, with the medicine for the sick, they will get good benefit. Compared to the immoral person, the moral, if you offer to the moral person, you get more benefit, right? So that's why he's called the great value. And compare between those two, even he's a really old monk, like senior monk, but he's not moral monk, he's not ethical monk, he's not practiced the teaching of the Buddha well, not practiced the Vinaya well. So he, like the bark canvas, when they old, they don't use it, the people don't use it anymore, used to crash the pot, the scrub the pot, or throw it to the rubbish head, don't use it anymore. So when such kind of monk in the community of the bhikkhu, everybody know about his practice, right? So he tried to say something like, I'm a big monk, I'm here, and this and that. So others will criticize, oh, you should not say that, you did not learn, you did not practice, how can you say that? And that person easily to get angry because not practice, and say something more terrible. And that's why that person is rejected by the whole community. That's why we throw away the old the old bark canvas. But on the other hand, if he's a old monk, a senior monk, but he practiced morality, he's a moral monk. So even he's old, but when he start to speak, everybody try to listen to him. And if there are so many people talk, they will try to silence people. Hey, please calm down, listen. The senior monk start to say something. He start to teach the Dhamma, teach the Vinaya, or something else. So please keep silent. We listen to him. So that's how he preserved by the whole community of the bhikkhu. Just like the cloth from Kasi, even it's old and cannot use to wear anymore, but they still can reuse it in different purpose, like dropping the jam or put in the fragrant box. So that is the difference between two kind of people when they practice. So what we learn from this sutta, this discourse is that whether you are a young person, whether you are in the middle age, whether you are an old person, it doesn't matter. But the matter is the quality, your quality. You are a bark canvas or you are a cloth from Kasi. Because if you are back canvas, whether you at young age, you old age, is the quality tell everything about you. But if you are like a cloud from Kasi, you have the quality in yourself. Whether you are young one, whether you're middle age or you are old person, everybody respect you. So that's why the Buddha encouraged us to practice. Try to be yourself like a cloud from Kasi. Whether you young, you middle age, or you old, everybody respect you, admire you because of your quality from inside. So that is the discourse, the first discourse. So to make you understand clearly, I will bring another discourse and a story written in the commentary of Dhammapada about two monks, the difference between two monks. So Venerable Sariputta. Venerable Sariputta is a chief disciple of the Buddha who have the most in wisdom. So after the Vassa, after the rain retreat, so right now we monk have the rain retreat for 3 months. So after the Vassa, so Venerable Sariputta has a plan to go out of the monastery here and there to propagate the teaching of the Buddha. So before he go to greet the other monk or say goodbye to the other monk. And there are a certain monk whose name we doesn't know, but he have a thought on by himself that, how nice, he didn't take time to ask my name and going to say goodbye to me, then he just left. He have the ideas in his mind, and because of that, he have animosity with the Venerable Sariputta. And that Venerable Sariputta, he doesn't know about him, because there's a big group of community of the monks. So many monks, he cannot remember all of them. It's just coincidentally that monk he left behind. So that monk get like angry inside, animosity inside. Oh, he did not greet me. He did not ask for my name. So he wait until Venerable Sariputta just leave the monastery. Then he come to the Buddha. Venerable Sir, Venerable Sariputta, he think himself as a chief disciple, as a chief monk. He did something not good for me. He hit me. He hit me that almost like break my ears. And he did not apologize, and he just left. And the Buddha heard the situation. He called Venerable Sariputta to come in. And the other monk, like Venerable Moggallana, Venerable Ananda, also summoned all of the monks to go to the hall, to like the court, to listen to the situation. And when the Buddha summoned all of the monks, Venerable Sariputta talked to the Buddha that, Venerable Sir, he did not. Sorry, I used the Vietnamese one. Actually, I forgot to put the English one. Sorry. I'll do that later. I'll do that later. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to change to English. So continue with the story. When all of the monks summoned around, and the Buddha say, Sariputta, there's a monk. He said something like this, like that to you. Did you do that? But the Venerable Sariputta did not reply that, oh, sir, I don't do that. Or, sir, he just said something wrong about me. He did not try to say something like that. But instead, he said that, Venerable Sir, in fact, the mindfulness toward the body was not established on the body by someone. So in this case, in this regard, he might attack other spiritual companion and leave without saying sorry. So I read it again. Venerable Sir, in fact, the mindfulness toward the body was not established on the body by someone. So in this case, in this regard, this person might attack other spiritual companion and leave without saying sorry. So attack others' spiritual companion and leave without saying sorry is the situation right now. But the Venerable Sariputta, he did not say that he himself did not do, but he himself say that the person who not practice the mindfulness toward the body well, so that person may attack other. So what is the mindfulness toward the body? So according to the Tịnh Nikaya commentary of Long Discourse, the word kaya gata sati, mindfulness toward the body, is referred to several kind of practice to establish the mindfulness on the body as object. So that could be the in-breath and out-breath that we practice here, or the practice to observe the four pain posture, like you sitting, you're sitting, you walking, you're walking, etc. Or the practice on 42 parts of the body, or the analysis of the four great elements. You know that your body is combined by four great elements, or the 10 impurity of the body practice. Go to the symmetry practice, or the 9 contemplation of the channel ground, or the reflection on the body part that it will crumble to powder when you pass away, or the 4 material jhana absorption. So when you heard about those objects to grace the to arise to roast the mindfulness on the body, you see that the purpose of the practice, that you see the true nature of your body. For those who see the true nature of the body, they don't feel like others attack them. That's the main purpose. So when they see the true nature of their body, they feel free, they feel calm and peaceful. They don't so agitated when other person say something wrong about them or attack them. So that is the main purpose. That's why Venerable Sariputta said that, Venerable Sir, the mindfulness toward the body was not established by someone. So that person might attack other spiritual companion, spiritual friend, and live without saying sorry. But so it means that on the other hand, if someone who practiced this mindfulness on the body well, so he never attack other friend or and live without saying sorry. So how he practiced? He talked to the Buddha that, Venerable Sir, suppose that on the earth, on the ground, the people, they throw clean thing or unclean thing. They may throw things contaminated with feces, with urine, with saliva, with pus, or with blood, or a dirty thing. But the earth, the ground, isn't distressed, isn't disturbed, isn't disgusted because of this. So in the same way, I live with my mind like the earth, by means of extensiveness, expansiveness, limitlessness, be free from animosity and ill will. So you see that on the earth, people throw many things, even it's dirty as not dirty. Even it's the blood, it's feces, urine, saliva, pus. But that the earth not complain, not complain like, why you do this, you do that to me. So he practiced himself like the earth, and with free from animosity and free from ill will. And he talked to the Buddha that, suppose in the water, the people wash clean thing and unclean thing, wash thing contaminated with feces, with urine, saliva, pus, and blood. The water isn't distressed, isn't disturbed, isn't discarded because of this. So I myself, in the same way, I live with my mind like a water, by means of extensiveness, expansiveness, limitlessness, being free from animosity and ill will. So in the same way, like the fire will burn anything, even it's the clean thing or an unclean thing. Clean thing, the unclean thing with feces, urine, saliva, pus, and blood. The fire isn't distressed, disturbed, or disgusted because of this. So in the same way, I live with my mind like a fire. Just like the wind, it will blow anything, even it's a clean thing or it's a dirty thing. The thing with feces, urine, saliva, pus, and blood. The wind isn't distressed, isn't disturbed, isn't disgusted because of it. So in the same way, I live with my mind like a wind, free from animosity, free from ill will. Just like a rag, you use the rag to wipe the clean thing and unclean thing. The unclean thing with feces, with urine, with saliva, with pus and blood. The rag isn't complained, isn't disgusted because of that. So in the same way, I live with my mind like a rag, free from animosity and ill will. Suppose there's a low caste boy or girl. So in the called Chandala. So in the ancient Indian Buddha time, there was a caste called Chandala. It referred to a really low or outcast really low in the time of the Buddha. So that boy or girl really poor. They hold a begging bowl and wear rag like not so good clothes. So they were to enter a town or village. For what? For beg for food. So the person who beg for food, if they arrogant, you think that people will give them food? No. So they have to make up their mind really humble before they enter. So in the same way, I live with my mind like the low caste boy or girl, free from animosity and free from ill will. Suppose, sir, there was a bull with his horn cut. So the bull really aggressive, right? So this bull is cut his horn, so he's well tamed and well trained. So he's really kind, really gentle. So when he wander on the street from this street to another street, from this junction to another junction, he will not hurt anyone by his feet or by his horn. So in the same way, I live my mind with like the bull with the horn cut. So I live my mind being free from animosity, free from ill will. Venerable sir, suppose there's a woman or a man who was young and youthful. So that person who loved to decorate themselves and has bath carefully to take care of the body well. So that kind of person will afraid, will not happy if you put a snake course. I mean a die the snake dead already. You put on their neck, they would not love it. Or the dead body of the dog, they would not love it. Or the dead body of a human, they would not love it. So in the same way, I am horrified, I rebel, I disgust by this rotten body. So when he practiced the mindfulness on the body, he know the true nature of the body himself, and he doesn't. He know that this is really disgusting. So he keep his mind really low key. So that's the point. And the last one, suppose that someone to carry around a bowl of fat, a bowl of fat. So it's really like nearly full, really full, and that bowl have crack and many hole, big and small. So when he carry around, it's leaking, it's oozing out from the bowl. So in the same way, I carry around this body, leaking and oozing from large and small hole. So he knows the true nature of this body. We know that this body have many holes and their dirty thing come out from that. Do you agree with that? So in the morning, if you not wash your face, there will be something on your eyes, something like that. Or if you not take shower for 1 day, 2 day, there are so many things dirty come out. So in the same way, he practice and he accept, he know that the true nature of the body. So because of that, the person who practice mindfulness toward the body, he might not attack others' friend and or leave without saying sorry. So after he answered to the Buddha that, the other monk, the one who complained, stand up and apologize to him and ask for his forgiveness. You know the real reason, what did happen that he claimed that Venerable Sariputta hit him. Actually, he just wear the sangati. So monk have three kind of robe: the lower robe, the upper robe, and the double layer robe we call sangati. So that sangati just like a blanket for the monk. So when the Venerable Sariputta wear the blanket, the sangati one, accidentally a corner of the rope hit that monk. And that monk said, Sariputta hit me so bad that it almost break my ears. He just make up the story because he hates Venerable Sariputta. But now, right now, after Venerable Sariputta talk about how he practiced, so that monk understand the situation. He's scared, and he admit that he did something wrong and asked for his forgiven. So from the story, we see that there are two kind of person. The first person who not practice well, and the person who practice really well. So that person will not hurt anyone. He has the value inside. So the today topic, we study the topic raise our own value. So there are two kind of person. The person who like the bark canvas or the jute canvas, and the person like cloth from Kasi. So for the bark canvas, even is new one, even is the used one, or even is the old one, all of them is ugly. All of them is unpleasant to touch. All of them is little value. And when they old, they don't use it anymore. They just use to scrub the pot or throw away into the heap of trash. So in the same way, for the person who don't have any value, the good quality, or who is immoral person, just like a park canvas, ugly, unpleasant to touch, and little value, and they will reject by the community if they say something because of their immoral things. And on the other hand, there are a good practitioner, even they as a young one, even they are a middle practice, or is a senior one. They are beautiful because of their quality inside, the morality inside. They are pleasant to touch. You associate with them, you get good benefit, and they are great value because you offer them, you get a great consequence for you. And even when they old, their words still affect other person. The people around will cherish their word. Just like the old cloth from Kasi still used to wrapping the jam, or to put in the fragrant box. So just like two monks in the story, there are one monk who complained about Venerable Sariputta and Venerable Sariputta himself. Just a little small occasion that the Sangati, the double layer rope of Venerable Sariputta hit him accidentally, and he just claimed that, oh, Venerable Sariputta hit me so bad that it almost break my ears, and complained that to the Buddha. But Venerable Sariputta did not say anything against him. He just speak out how he practiced. He practiced like the earth, like the water, like a fire, like the wind, like a rat, like a low caste boy or girl, like a bull without horn, like a young man, a young lady who take care of themselves well, and like a person who carried a bowl of fat. So when he practiced like that, he himself know the true nature of the body, and he doesn't try to attack other person, and that's why the other monk think back and apologize to him. So there are two monks. So you have your choice, your own choice to which one to follow. You want to be a back canvas, a jute canvas, or you want to be a cloth from Kasi. So try to study and raise your own value from inside. So that is what I want to share. Thank you for your listening.
Okay, it's discussing time. Um, I will talk, and if you have any questions, just raise your hand, and we'll discuss over today's lesson. Based on today's lesson about the comparison between two types of cloth, you notice that the Buddha, he's very practical, very understanding, because during the Buddha time, his follower, not all his follower were from a very well educated, well off in terms of learning. So many the follower during that time, they are illiterate, they are very farmer, they don't know much about all the beautiful words. So the Buddha used a lot of analogy to help the people who are not educated well to understand, what he tried to say. So story like this, he used two type of cloth. One is the cloth that made out of the pottery, very coarse, very rough, very cheap. And the other type of cloth is like silk, very beautiful, very pleasant to touch. So he used the two type of cloth to explain two type of persons that the people can easily relate to. So a rough and not so pleasant, not so good looking, people can easily relate to when someone doesn't have the quality of a person, so that can easily relate it to, how this one is so valuable, so beautiful from the inside, not from the outside. So as you can see, many of the teaching that you read, and sometimes you think that's, it's kind of obvious, or sometimes it's funny that the Buddha used this kind of analogy. But understand that for us now this day, we have the chance to study, we more sophisticated, more intellect. But understand that for someone who weren't very well educated, they live in the farm, they live, among all the dirt, they don't know all the beautiful thing. And if the Buddha keep all, speak with beautiful gesture, then they might not comprehend very well. But his great compassion, his teaching is for every single one, not just only for the intellectual, for the high society people. Okay, practice modesty, and someone who practice with modest, with compassion, that person never had the heart to hurt anyone. And for this monk, the young monk, the unknown monk, he held animosity because Sariputta overlooked him, didn't greet him, didn't say hello to him, and he felt that he'd been belittled. He felt that he'd been ignored. That's why he's not happy with Sariputta. And when he's not happy with Sariputta, he tried to find fault from Sariputta, and he picked the wrong one to find fault, because Sariputta, for one thing, he's an arahant. He doesn't discriminate anyone. He does not have any hatred, any animosity with anyone. So when he was accused of being harsh on this unknown monk, he didn't come out and defend himself. He did not come out and deny the act that he did, but he rather speak out his practice. For someone who is so loving, can never hurt anyone. That's how it is. So he went on and explained how his practice and how he felt. The other monk felt silly, felt bad about wrongfully accused to Sariputta and apologized. So from this one, the Buddha raised or encouraged us to work to build up our inner quality. When you have the good quality in your personality with your characteristic, whether you are young or old, you are well respected. Whereas people who has more seniority, been around very long, but you did not work on your your characteristic personality to be a very very kind, very good. You're old, but you are not that wise, not very valuable. So the value based on the characteristic, not on the age. Let's say, for example, in Asia, I think everywhere in the world, that young people tend to pay respect to the elder, because we believe that the people who've been around longer should be wiser, should be more sophisticated, should be more sophisticated, should be so much better than the young one, because the young one, they inexperienced, they didn't know better, so they often make more mistake than the older one. So that's why we respect the elder. But the elder, on this hand, he's old, he has many years of livings, but he does not cultivate his own characteristic. He's a very bad person, very rude, very vulgar, very all the negative thing that you could find in a in someone. He has it. So should he be respectable? We don't respect this kind of people, right? Do you respect somebody like that? If someone who lived 80, 90 years old, right? But his personality is not, not well defined, not well refined. So should this person be respected? Whereas someone who's young, he's very refined. He worked on his personality compared to the older one, but he has better quality. So the quality is the one that determines a person you are, not the year that you have. So that's what he meant right here, that even though the robe, the cloth that made from bark is very new, but it's not really valuable because of the quality of it. On the other hand, the kasi robe, even though it's been used, been very old, been used it for many years, and they know, they cannot make clothes anymore, but they can still still hold its value. It can still, clean the gem, which is the the jewelry that people value. And if they cannot clean anymore, they put it into the back because the quality of the cloth. So that's the year around it doesn't make, the value of, of the thing that we like. That's why he wants as the purpose of the story. So as the Buddha always encourages us to refine ourselves, to work on our characteristic, and that's make the value of yourself. Okay, um, people often respect monks, and people often respect monks with senior years. They've been in the monk for many years, and people tend to respect those monks more than the young monk. It's because the monk has many years in the practice. He practiced to cultivate himself. He refined himself. He liberated himself from all the negative thing, the blameful thing that people don't like. That's make him more valuable as compared who someone new. But if the monk, he put on the robe with so many years, but he doesn't practice at all. He's greedy, he's hatred, he's deluded, then he's not going to be respected as he's supposed to be as a senior monk. As we see, the practice here is the one that defines the quality of a person or of a monk. That's what we meant. So a lot of time people complain that, oh, why this monk, he's been around for so long, he put on the robe for so many years, why he act like this? It's because he doesn't practice. He doesn't refine himself. He doesn't cultivate himself. So putting the robe, it just put on the cloth that cover his body. So the robe, the bald head, it comes with the practice. And then with that, it comes with the respect. Rather than a young monk, and a lot of people overlook the young monk. They always say, oh, as a Buddhist, people come to the temple and they hear, oh, that's a senior monk. Everybody tend to go to the senior monk and make the offering and ignore the young monk because he think that, oh, the young monk didn't bring any punya, much punya. So the elder monk will yield much punya if they make the offering. But you never know. The young monk, even though he knew, he practiced more ardently, more, he put more effort into the practice, whereas compared to the senior monk with only the years, he doesn't practice well. So who yield the most benefit? Of course, the young monk, right? Because it comes with the practice. But a lot of people don't do that. But then again, nowadays, people kind of not happy with the monk now these days because some of the monks are so overindulged and they don't practice well. So we always encourage the devotee to just let it be. As a devotee, we want to make the donation. We want to make punya. We just do the offering. We don't know whether this is the practicing monk or this is not the practicing monk. We don't know, and we shouldn't have any doubt. We practice the generosity. Whatever act we do, it yield punya, it yield the result. So if you think that among all these, monks, there are some good monks and some bad monks. So let's not think about the bad monk. We only focus on the good monks. So that way our mind is pure. When we do the offering, we do it with all the respect, with all the purity. And with that, it will benefit, it will punya. But if you think monk, you have doubt. You don't know whether this monk is good or bad, and you think that, oh, monk now these days are not good. So your mind is not pure. So when you make the offering, you make the offering with doubt, right? Because you already generalize the monk are bad, not thinking there are still some good monk from within. So you do it with a bad mind, with an impure mind. So the result will yield not much punya at all. So that's why whenever you do the punya, because action yield result. And action come with many other things like purity, with the pure mind, with respected mind. With that good quality of the mind will yield quality result, good quality result. So why not just keep your mind pure and respectful? If we believe in karma, the law of cause and effect, he who does good will reap good result. He who does bad will reap bad result. So if a monk commit bad deed, it bears the result on him, not on you, right? How can you sour a good seed on your crop, and then the good result will bear on the other crop? No, that's no such a thing, right? So remember, whenever you do good deed, you do with a pure mind, and forget about other people do bad things. Okay, don't ever think say, oh yeah, if if you people say something like this, he's a bad monk. If you make a donation on him, he will take the money or take whatever and go on and do a bad deed. Well, that's not your intention to begin with. You did not support him to do all the bad deeds, right? You support him to do good deed. And because of that, it yields the result. For him, his action did badly, it yield bad result for him. So for that, you just keep your mind at ease with respect and do it. Because you do it for yourself. Because the action that you committed, the result for you, right? So for us monk here, we don't know when we see other monk, we don't know whether he's a good monk or not. But when we see the monk, because of seniority, because of the monastic rule of conduct, we, junior monk, have to pay respect to the senior monk, whether he's a bad monk or a good monk. And when I do it for myself. When I give the monk the respect, the result of the respect I receive. So I don't look at him and say, oh, I think he's a bad monk because he doesn't look like he's a good monk, so I'm not going to give him the respect, bow down, pay homage to him. And I have all the impure mind, right? And all the bad result, I will get it. Whether he may not be a bad monk at all. It's just at the appearance. He looked kind of dirty, ragged, kind of, under the weather or whatever, He may not be a bad monk at all. He's a good monk, but he worked outside very hard, right? So we don't judge people from the appearance. And we don't know what they are. So give the benefit of the doubt he's a good monk and save yourself all the trouble. So when junior monk see the senior monk, we bow down to that. Because that's the duty that a junior monk do. And whatever he does, that's up to him. If he's a good monk, that's great. If he's bad monk, we are not affected. So So we need to cultivate to refine ourselves, to define, you know. So that's something that I want to share because now this day is the, you know, is the problem, is the controversial that we witness a lot of bad, you know, bad monk, bad people, but it's out of control. It's outside of our control. So we can only do what is good for us. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I also want to share that the real experience that have today topic is from last week. You know, last week we have a group talk in Atlanta. The group of devotee hired a restaurant to have a room for people to join together. And the situation happened that the owner did not uh, right with the payment and try to earn much more than what he like break the contract with the group of donor. But that's really nice that this group of donor they practice a long time, so they when they hit in the situation they did not like angry back at him or yelling or argument or anything else. They just say okay, accept it, and they just avoid it from now on. So that's how the we see that the benefit from the practice is keep you calm and peaceful in the chaos of today life. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to elaborate more about what he's saying, that just last week, the owner of the restaurant, he went back to his word. They agreed about how much it charged for the, you know, for each table with the food and all that. And when everything is served and everything, it's time to pay the bill, he charged double the price, even though he agreed just only that amount. And he asked a lot of ridiculous things. So he was screaming and yelling. He was screaming and yelling at this group of donor about not, you know, not to pay for the amount that he asked, which is double the amount. So the devotee, she's saying that she will, because everything already done, you know, food already been in. So she's saying that we are willing to pay for the price that you want, but we want to let you know that what you do is not right because you went back to your word, you asked more than you agreed to. And she had proof of it. She took picture when they were writing down the, you know, the agreement. But he refused to read the paper. He was screaming in the restaurant. And think about it. He's the owner of the restaurant. And his behavior like that, screaming and yelling and saying that, you know, these people don't pay the bill. Who looked bad? He tried to make, he tried to imitate, no, intimidate, you know, the donor, you know, but make them look bad if they don't pay. But they stay calm and very civil. So anyway, at the end, they paid, you know, the ridiculous, you know, the amount that he asked. But he lost faith with the people around. And he doesn't know that these donors, they do recurrent, you know, event. Every year in July, they always hold an event to have the Dhamma talk for the young kids, for young people. And she's been doing it for the last 5 years. So, she, you know, he lose, you know, one good customer, and also the people who attend the event know how the donor. So he has more to lose than just, you know, what he tried to cheat on these people.
So
That's
there are one thing that you when you are in this situation you should think like the money you can it can be lost, but the practice, if you get angry, if you argue with him, you lose all of your practice. So the practice more value. So the value come from inside, not the money.
Yeah. You lose money, you lose punya, because she tried to make punya, right? To make punya, but she stayed calm and very civil and very, you know, very understanding. So he looked cheap, anyway. So that's the lesson learned. So the practice does you, you know, uh, great value for yourself. It bring value to the person you are. Okay, not the money at all. because money can be earned, right? Okay. All right. Okay. So thank you, and I think now is to share the merit that we accumulate today, and also practice cultivating loving kindness. Okay.